Following the Malaysian Grand Prix win at Sepang, Scuderia Ferrari Technical Director Pat Fry gives an assessment of the first two races. With this analysis of what has been a complicated but exciting start of the season, we relive the Australian and Malaysian Grand Prix and find out how Maranello is preparing for another back-to-back trip, which will see the team racing in China and Bahrain.
One driver leading the championship, the other one with no points. How can you explain to the tifosi this contradiction?
I think it's all the various bits of circumstance, and Fernando's obviously had two very good races. Certainly the weather conditions at the last race were in our favour. Our car performs well there. He made the most of the opportunities. We've got the pit stop calls right there. The pit crew did a fantastic job. Every time we stopped, we ended up either gaining places or opening the lead out even further. So, I think certainly the last race, everything went well for Fernando. In Melbourne, obviously we had the issue in qualifying, but a good start and good first corner made up for a lot of things there. So for Fernando, it's great to be leading the championship with him. I certainly didn't think that a few weeks ago, but there's still a lot of work to do. I mean, for Felipe, he's been struggling more with the car balance. I mean, the car at the moment is quite difficult to drive. Fernando has managed to get the most out of it. For Felipe, we've been struggling to find the right balance to keep him happy, really. I mean, we're working hard at that, and we've got a lot more work to do. So hopefully we're learning all the time. And I think Felipe's race, we were on the intermediates running before, after the first set of rain, after the safety car, so after the red flag. The car balance, we had a lot of understeer in it, and we didn't know if that was the front tyres worn out or the front tyres grained. We were watching the other cars stopping and starting to pit and go quicker. So we took a gamble, and that gamble didn't pay off really. So from that point of pitting and finding out the tyres were grained and not worn out, then that was like one of the calls we got wrong from the pit wall at the last race, and that set Felipe back really. So it's been a few unfortunate circumstances for him really.
Did you expect this level of performance of the F2012 after the two races?
I certainly wasn't expecting to have one driver leading the championship at the moment. From the early testing, we obviously realised we've got quite a few issues that we need to sort out, and everyone at the factory are working hard at that. We've still got a long way to go. I think our dry qualifying performance, if you like, we're still sort of 8/10 off the best. And we obviously want to be the best ourselves, so we've got a lot of work to do there. The damp, low grip conditions, I think, does suit our car and flatters some of the issues that we have with it at the moment. You could see that in Melbourne on Friday when we were running in those sort of conditions, and then you could see it in the race last Sunday.
I know it's a journalistic approach to the problems, but if you had to rate the overall performance of the Scuderia, drivers, cars, teams, from 0 to 10, what would be your mark?
I think I would mark it differently depending on various sections of the company, really. Starting from the team at the track, the mechanics, I think, in Melbourne we had the quickest pit stops. At the last race, the calls that the team made and the actual speed of the pit crews we're always gaining positions or gaining time on others. So I think that's worked very well. Obviously, if you come to ranking the base car performance, we've got a lot of issues. So that I would obviously rank a lot lower. We've got a lot of work to do. I think the way the team's responding is very good. I mean, obviously, at times like this, it is quite difficult and stressful when when you're trying to play catch up. And I think the way the team is dealing with that has been excellent. The manufacturing side of things, of what they've been working recently, and some of the more aggressive requests that we've made, you know, they've done an outstanding job in trying to support us. So, all in all, I think it's been a great team effort from the design, manufacturing. You know, we haven't done a good job of getting the race car out being quickest straight away, have we?
In terms of the other competitors, what is your opinion? Did you see any surprise from what your expectations were after the testing?
I suppose I was slightly surprised by Red Bull's lack of pace. You know, McLaren, I think, were looking relatively quick, but I would have had them the other way round if you asked me to guess 1 month ago. Yeah, Mercedes are looking quick, but they still have similar rear tyre degradation issues to years gone by. So you know, they're always going to be there in qualifying, but in the race, their pace drops away. And I think Lotus, you know, the other team that have done a good job. I mean, they were looking quick all the way from the first test in Jerez.
What will be the next step in the evolution of the car? There are a lot of rumors of new chassis and completely new car coming in Barcelona. What can you tell us about it?
Well, we're constantly working on improving the issues that we have. Bits are coming through as we can, you know, as we find that where we've got the issues or we find performance, we're trying to get that to the races as quickly as we can. So there's 5 updates coming for the car for China. Some are quite visible, some will be hidden and be difficult to spot. And then there's a bigger upgrade package coming through for Spain. I mean, obviously it would be nice to get some of that earlier, but we've already pulled some parts out of what we were developing for Spain. We think we can make earlier, and we should have that in China.
From a technical point of view, what are the characteristics of the Shanghai circuit?
Well, it's a good mixture, really. I mean, there's a lot of long, low-speed corners where you need a good front end. There's lots of braking and turning at the same time, particularly carrying speed through the first corner into the second is interesting. It's a good combination. And there's some really reasonable high-speed corners as well. And then the 1.3 kilometre straight as well with the DRS zone at the end of it should be interesting for the race.
In 2012, Formula One returns to Shakir for the first round of the season. Felipe Massa runs through the characteristics of the Bahrain track and recalls memories of a Grand Prix that has often seen him standing at the podium.
You spent a few days in Maranello after the race in Malaysia. What was your feeling? More disappointed, more angry?
Well, I think more disappointed, to have for sure 2 races without the points, 2 races that it was not how you expected, to start the season, but also angry to find everything back, So I spent many days in Maranello doing a lot of meetings, simulators, and just trying to understand everything happened, And I think it was very, very positive, to be here in Maranello to understand everything, going through every point, analyzing the races, analyzing everything happens, and also trying to change, I think this is, you're angry for that, and really believe that is where we can find and what we'll find.
In your career you had several very difficult moments. In your view, this is one of the most complicated?
Well, it's true. I mean, my career had a lot of very difficult moments, and I would say I always pass through, these difficult moments, and I always change it, become stronger, So it's true that, I mean, the moment is not nice, and it is never nice, to have a difficult moment, but you know, just looking for I can go out of this moment, you know, and get back to what I know I am able to do. I was always able to do, you know, and just working very hard to change this and make, you know, the situation like I always had in my life.
In the past days, Montezemolo, Domenicali, and Fernando as well said nice things, nice words about you. How much important is to feel the support of the team, the trust of the team?
I think it's very important. I mean, the support of the team, you know, is very, very important for a driver, you know. It's very important to have the team pushing you and helping you in every direction. So I know, you know, I didn't do what the team expect, and I didn't do what I expect, you know, in the first few races. But you know, really doing everything I can to make myself proud again, you know, with a good result, with the good races, and arriving in the result we supposed to be, even, you know, it's never, you know, in this moment it's never easy to win the race, you know, but we need to find the result we're supposed to be, we're supposed to have, and you know, doing everything to show back the team what I was always able to show, you know, and you know, change completely the situation we are in the moment.
Bahrain has always been a very special place for you. You won there twice. You did the second place. You were in pole position. Are you happy about coming back in Bahrain?
Yes, I'm happy. I think it's a very nice track. I always enjoy to race in Bahrain. I always have had great results in this track, so I think it's very positive to be back there, you know, to race in Bahrain. And you know, I always enjoyed Bahrain as well, you know, the place, and so hope we can have a good race there and a similar result we always had in this track.
Can you describe us the main characteristics of the track and what a car needs to be a winning car there?
Well, Bahrain is a track that you have some straights, long, a lot of strong brakings, you know, straight line brakings, slow corners, traction is very important. So, but also looking how long is the straights is important to have a good speed as well, you know, a good top speed. So I think if you can put all these three things together, you can have a competitive car in Bahrain. So we're working for that.
Bahrain is one of the tracks which look to be very special for you, like Turkey, like Interlagos. What is your opinion? Why there are tracks which are special in terms of the result, in terms of feeling driving there?
Oh, I think every driver, you know, prefers some kind of tracks compared to the other kind of tracks, and I think Bahrain, Turkey, and Interlagos is three different types of tracks, you know. So Bahrain, you have these long straights, you know, strong braking, straight line brakings, you know, slow corners, traction, you know, even some high speed, but you know, less than these difficult corners. Turkey, you have a lot of high speed corners, a lot of change of directions, and Interlagos is also a completely different layout, you know. So I think this is, you know, just maybe related to the driver, that you enjoy the track, you enjoy the corners, you know, it's more your type, you know. But it's difficult to explain, you know. So even the supporters, you know, tifosi. In Bahrain, you don't have so many people, you know. In Turkey as well, was always empty. But Interlagos is always full of people, you know, supporting you. I think this is also some things that helps you as well, you know.
As a driver, when you know that you are going to race in a place which you've been competitive in the past, does it make you a bit happier?
Yeah, I think so. I think, you know, the psychology, you know, point is always important, you know, to you know, positive histories always help, you know. So I think it's important to race in a place that you always had a good result. I think helps you more.
With Luca Lenzi, Scuderia Ferrari electronic engineer, we find out more about KERS, the system which partially recovers the energy generated during braking, in mechanical or electrical form, which can they be reused to drive the vehicle or power its electronic systems.
KERS, Kinetic Energy Recovery System. It has been introduced in 2009 by Ferrari and a few other teams. Was agreed not to use in 2010, and then it has been reintroduced in 2011. The system is used to recover the kinetic energy of the car in braking phase and to release in boost. All the components are developed by Ferrari. The most important thing for the KERS are the weight, the volume and the efficiency, because the power and the energy are fixed by FIA rules. The KERS is fitted in the car directly behind the driver, that is here, below the fuel tank, that is in this area, and directly linked to the engine in this area. This is the KERS unit of 2009. The main components are the electrical engine, the power and control ECU, and the batteries. The safety, it has been considered one of the main items of the Ferrari project. This is because internally we have lithium-ion batteries and high voltage. For this reason, all the main components are included inside a carbon box. From 2011, Ferrari supplies the same KERS also to the customer teams Sauber and Toro Rosso.